Aloha everybody and welcome to the extra video of Crash Twinsanity. Throughout the entire game we collected a whole bunch of color gems, and with them we got a whole bunch of concept art and extra bonus videos that we're going to be looking at in this extra part. But for now, hey, there's a Spyro trailer in here. Let's watch it!
In the Dragon Realms, all is not well. The fallen dragon, Red, is using the dark gems to poison the life of the world. 5 heroes must fight the forces of evil. Spyro, Hunter, Sergeant Bird, Sparks, and the newest comrade, Blink. Now is the time. Let the battle commence. Spyro, a hero's tale. The adventure has begun. Rated E for everyone.
So if that looks good, you should pick up Spyro, a hero's tale for what I assume is the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox, possibly the GameCube. But to be honest, I didn't really follow the Spyro series all that much past the PlayStation trilogy, so I'm not exactly an expert on that series. I do know that there was another trilogy that had Elijah Wood play Spyro after A Hero's Tale, so that was kind of interesting. Apparently one of the characters was voiced by Gary Oldman, and like Sparks the Dragonfly was voiced by David Spade in the first one, the first of the Elijah Wood trilogy, which is like weird. I know one of those games is actually on Xbox Live as one of the original Xbox classics that you can download, so I could easily check out that Spyro game, but I'm good. So every single gem that you collect gets you something. It either gets you a piece of concept art, or it can get you a nice little bonus video like this one, where we get to see an animatic of Cortex and Crash dancing like a lovely couple. Why not? This looks like a test for what the final boss ended up being, except he doesn't have, well, I forget, in the first phase, did he have an arm cannon as well as like a machine gun in the first phase when you were chasing Nina Cortex, or did he have claws? I don't remember. For the most part, there's only really 4 bonus videos. Aside from the 100% completion video that's going to be at the end of this whole thing. But there's only 4 bonus videos that aren't actually the cutscenes of the game. Like this last one here, where Cortex is trying to kick Crash in the ass and smirking and laughing at us. That's it, because as soon as we get to video 5, everything beyond is just the cutscenes from the game. So you can actually unlock the ending before you actually watch the ending. You can actually find all the gems before you get to the final boss, and you can get a sneak preview of the ending before you actually earn it. So how about that? This entire section has no music. When you're checking out the extras, it's just completely silent. So I've replaced the audio with some Crash Bandicoot music from the original trilogy. Why not? But yeah, you get to see some fun concept art, some caricatures, some early models of all the enemies that you encountered throughout the game, all the areas you go to, all the bosses you fight, and again, I always like looking at concept art like this because like it really gives you a sense and an idea of just how much work really does go into video game development. And even the ones you don't like, even something like if you're really passionate that like Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric was a terrible game or whatever, there was still a lot of effort put into the concept and the artwork and how it was designed and the controls and the camera and the music. And there is a lot of work that gets put into video games, you know. And when you look at all this concept art, when you look at all this behind the scenes extra, all these sketches, all these mock-ups of everything that eventually ended up in the game, you gotta imagine this must have taken a lot of work. And maybe it's not the best Crash Bandicoot game in the series, but I definitely respect all the effort that went into it. Yes, sirree, Bob. And one of the colored gems, I don't think it's the purple gem. No. The purple gem shows you a lot of the concept art. Well, actually, half of the purple gem shows some content that didn't make it into the main game. Whoa, that's a weird... that's a weird caricature of Crash. They should never try and make Crash Bandicoot, like, kind of realistic. Like, look at those defined muscles in that one picture. That's just very odd, very weird. But, when I first beat Crash Twinsanity, I wasn't looking up, like, information about its development online. You know, I just enjoyed the game for what it was. And I discovered through all the gems I was collecting that there were a whole bunch of things that I was seeing that weren't actually in the game. And there's an entire colored gem section that's dedicated to unseen content that didn't make it into the main experience itself. And it really gives you a sense of just how much was dropped from the game entirely, you know? Like, even this boat here, that's supposed to be like the ferryman's boat. There's Coco on an ostrich. Apparently there was going to be an entire ostrich, like, dock area where you would go to before you could actually go to Dr. Cortex's iceberg laboratory. So we got a brief glimpse of that, where there was, like, construction, and then there was dock people, and an ostrich cave. I don't know what's up with that area, but apparently that was going to be a thing. Jesus Christ, evil Crash. That muscular, really defined evil Crash. Oh my god. Oh man, look how evil Crash's house is. Evil Crash's house. Wait, that's a tongue twister. Look how evil Crash's house is. There we go. Here's a segment where, like, Crash was riding on Cortex while he was on his little flying saucer thing, and we were being attacked by, I think, Engine? So I don't know what was up with that particular area. I wonder what that was going to be like once upon a time. This entire colored gem section is dedicated to, like, storyboards of all the cutscenes that eventually did make it into the game, showing stuff like the opening tutorial where Dr. Cortex pretends to be Coco, how he teaches you to slam on worms and falls into spike pits and stuff. I'm not going to be looking at everything in the red gem extras, mainly because some of these cutscenes go on for quite a bit, and there is a lot to look at. But it is cool to look at, to see all the cutscenes in animation form, sketched out like it's a cartoon or something, seeing how they came up with all of the things, like Cortex springing this big birthday party surprise on Crash Bandicoot, and how he got Mecha Bandicoot out, and Dingadile, and all the guys are there to, you know, welcome Crash to this birthday party, you know. It's kind of interesting, kind of fascinating to look at these drawings, look at how the cutscenes were behind the scenes before they actually got animated and put into in-game stuff. I love Cortex's grin. I would totally watch a Crash Bandicoot cartoon that looked like this. Seriously. But here we come to the real hidden content. The yellow gem extras are definitely the unseen gallery. Like this triple-headed monster guy. This, didn't see him in any of the game. A mosquito enemy. Don't know where that would have shown up, but that did not make it into the final product at all. So that's kind of interesting. The evil twins were always going to be a part of the game. Apparently they had more detailed character models. You'll notice most of the time we saw the evil twins, they were like CG cutscenes almost all the time, because we never really saw them in-game with like facial animations or whatever. So this is the ant leader I was talking about, who was going to be in charge of the ant army. He's supposed to be like 5 times bigger and taller than Crash. He was supposed to have like multiple arms. This Balloon City concept. I don't know what Balloon City was supposed to be, but apparently you were going to go there at one point and see a whole bunch of wondrous technology. And I think something coming up is pretty awesome. Crash Bandicoot with a sword. He's wearing like a pauldron on his shoulder, and he's got his big fuck off sword, and it's like Crash and the Black Knight. What the hell is up with that image? Why was Crash going to be a knight or a gladiator or something? I don't know. But apparently that was going to be a thing in Twinsanity at one point in development. Anytime you see anything cute like this pink elephant, that was going to be something involved with Coco's subconscious, because again, speaking of Coco, there's evil Coco from the 10th dimension. That character did not make it into the main game. So evil Coco's just, it's Coco, only she's going through a goth phase, It's Coco with a goth phase. What do you want? But, yeah, they were supposed to go into Coco's subconscious after she got paralyzed by the Psychotron in the middle of the adventure. So instead of going directly to the Academy of Evil, you were supposed to go into Coco's head and then go into the Academy of Evil, I believe. But again, I'm not the guy to go to for information on how Twinsanity was going to end up eventually. I've only read a few things here and there online. I'm not exactly the expert, and I'm not the go-to guy for that information. I don't know for sure. I don't work at Traveler's Tales Oxford Studio, but again, when you look at all the cut content, what an ambitious game this was. Like, holy moly. This was a really, really ambitious game. Like, there were so many things they wanted this game to be, so many things that were going to be a part of this game that ended up, making it to the cutting room floor, getting dropped to the cutting room floor. But, what could have been, my friends? What could have been? I like that Evil Twins concept art. That's pretty good. But yeah, folks, that's pretty much it for the concept art that I wanted to show. When you get everything in the game, 100% of all collectibles, you do get a bonus video involving Cortex and Crash, and we're going to be watching that right now. And that's it for Crash Twinsanity. This is really all I wanted to show off, just the concept art, the videos, and yeah, so that's pretty much it. We're done with this playthrough, and we're going to be going back to Sonic the Hedgehog real soon. So just wait a little bit while I cook up some new Sonic videos, because that'll be coming up next. But yeah, folks, this has been fun. This has been Crash Twinsanity. I am the Great Clement. Until next time, toodles.
Okay, now, the two of you have been asked to begin these therapy sessions so that we can work through the conflict apparent in your relationship. This week we're going to do a trust exercise. Cortex, let's start with you. I would like you to fold your arms over your chest, close your eyes, and fall backwards. Okay, Crash, your job is easy. Just catch Cortex as he falls. We want Dr. Cortex here to know that he is in a safe place.
I don't think this is going to work. He's an idiot. I don't even like him, let alone trust him. It's just that I have a fear of falling. Okay, fine. Let's do the silly exercise. I'm in a safe place. I'm in a safe place. I'm in a safe place. Oh, how I hate bandicoots.